Hi, this is Ellen Ann Shapiro, and this is your Prosperity Breakthrough video number 1. Stop driving with the brakes on. Your hidden secret to growing your income faster and easier. Driving with the brakes on. Truly, what could be more frustrating than that? So, driving with the brakes on makes you slow way down. It takes so much longer to get where you're going. You also wear the brakes out and your nervous system a lot faster. Driving with the brakes on, you end up getting nowhere fast. And if progress is too slow, you might even give up on getting to your destination. So, driving with the brakes on is a total drag. And, of course, what the heck does that have to do with your business? So, some signs that you are driving your business with the brakes on. Your business is growing too slowly, or you just can't take it to the next level. Maybe your income is growing, but it's inconsistent. It's up and down. Or you have a pattern of boom and bust. You do really well, and then it all collapses. You might swing from working really hard or even overworking to collapsing and losing your momentum. You get easily discouraged, and you secretly feel relieved when things don't work. I know that's a weird one. So as a business owner, what it means to be driving with the brakes on is when your beliefs and mindset are working against you, creating drag and slowing you down. Or you have inner conflicts or counter intentions. That means your attitudes, beliefs, and goals are fighting with each other. These conflicts make you take one step forward and 2 steps back, and usually lead to inconsistent action and results. So what are some of these counter intentions that crimp your style and your success? So in my work with people, I've seen these over and over. These are pretty classic. I want to earn more money and become better known in my field, but I'm afraid to stand out. So that's the fear of shining out and being seen and being visible. I want to be successful, but that means working all the time and having no life. Who wants that? And I've done group work with women business owners, and every time I'd ask for a definition of success, the definition was basically a very old school, work hard, never see my family, have no life kind of script. So we need to update our definition of success, because if you're not motivated, if you don't like what success means, you're not going to be motivated to create any. The last one is I want to grow my business, but I don't want to have to hire people or deal with more complexity and paperwork. So you can see how all of these, like the left hand wants to grow the business, wants to earn more, wants to be more successful, and the right hand says no, because of all these negative things that are going to happen if I'm more successful. So that's a classic example of counter intentions at work. So are you getting the idea? Are you catching on yet? Are you beginning to think about, I wonder what conflicts or counter intentions might be going on for me? So these things can be hard to find on your own because they're buried deep in your subconscious mind. The first step, which gives you a lot of power, is becoming aware of them. Once you discover these hidden counter intentions and limiting beliefs, You can work on your own with any techniques you know. Whoops. You may also want the support and skills of an experienced detective like myself. I'm happy to help. I have been called Sherlock Holmes because I really know where to look for the hidden clues. But stay with me right now. I'm going to show you how to reverse engineer. It's one of the techniques I'm going to teach you in this video series to find these hidden conflicts and counter intentions. So here's the process. Reverse engineering means you start with a built object or something that exists, and you work backwards to find out how it's made. So like if you were cooking, it would be like you taste the dish and then you're going to figure out what ingredients went into it, as well as the process that was done to create that dish. So we're going to reverse engineer our hidden conflicts and counter intentions. First step, let's start with the outcome that you don't like. Such as, even when I do a lot of marketing, my sales don't increase. Or, even when I earn more money, I can't get ahead. I seem to end up back in the same place financially. So I'm going to take you through the process step by step. Right now I'm just outlining what the steps are for you. The next step is exploring the behavior, the actions, or possibly inaction that led to that outcome or that end result that you just identified. So an example, a behavior would be, I don't follow up with potential clients. Or, when I earn more, I spend more, so it never feels like I have more. The third step, now that you've seen your undesired outcome or your result and the actions that led up to it, this step is where you ask yourself, what are the beliefs or conflicting intentions that could be at the root of this behavior and this outcome? There can be quite a few of these. Sometimes they're obvious, and sometimes they're crazy things out of left field, such as, I don't follow through with potential clients because I don't want to outshine my sister or brother. We can have patterns that aren't even from our childhood. It could be ancestral or generational from people who are, we're descended from, and their experiences, which may be very different from our life story. And the way I find these things, I just have a lot of intuition about that, having worked with this a lot. And I also use kinesiology, which I will explain later on, but as a way of accessing information that is beyond the logical or rational mind. So in this process, be prepared to be surprised. As I said, the things that are underneath can be obvious or just completely unexpected. So if you have trouble bringing ideas out and putting them into form, you might have something left over from your birth process where you weren't able to come out, bring yourself out and complete a journey with support. So that's just one example of many possibilities. But know that if you do get stumped, I can help you with this. Remember, what we're doing here is exploring the subconscious mind. So subconscious, below the conscious mind. It's usually hiding underground and resisting being found. So let me take you through this reverse engineering process. Okay, so we're going to get ourselves ready, and then I'm going to ask you to get paper and pen to do a little writing. And there will be some worksheets that you can also use if you'd like. So let's start with a few deep breaths in and out. Through the nose is the most relaxing. Take at least 2 or 3 deep breaths in and out through the nose. Let's do a shakeout now. So shaking out your shoulders, arms, hands, your upper body, gently moving your head around like a puppy shaking off water. You're going to let go of any tension. You can shake off 1 foot or leg at a time. Just let everything jiggle and shake and let go. Good. So just as we relaxed our body, let's relax the mind by setting judgments aside. That's going to help you stop driving with the brakes on and get more traction, because judgment tends to really slow us down. Then I'm going to invite you to put on your curiosity goggles or your magnifying glass, and let's get going. But one quick thing before we do. Just a simple request that you actually do the exercise that I'm going to lead you through, rather than passively read or listen. So this isn't Netflix. This is actual transformational work. So I'm inviting you to take a few minutes right now to transform money or stuck places in your business. It is so worth it. So if you haven't done it yet, grab your pen and paper and let's do this. And remember that you can always pause the video at any time. Okay, here are the steps. So I'm going to guide you through, and I'm going to give you a little time, but it's probably not enough time for most of you. So again, just pause the recording to do the exercise. Take your time. So first, let's look at what's happening that you want to change. What is a problem or a recurring problem with your business or with your finances? What's the problem? What is the thing that I want to change? Just keep moving your hand across the paper. And if there's more than one thing, just keep writing, don't edit. Okay, second step. What am I doing, or maybe not doing, that is causing or contributing to the problem that I identified in step 1? What am I doing or not doing that is causing or contributing to the problem? So we're looking for behavior and action here. Just write, don't agonize over it, don't judge it. Just it's like trying to just make a report on your patterns. The third step is to look at what beliefs or habitual ways of thinking could possibly be causing the behavior that you identified in step 2 above. What beliefs or habitual ways of thinking could possibly be leading to the behavior that is contributing to the problem? And another way of looking at this would be what beliefs or habitual ways of thinking are associated with the problem in step 1. Okay, you can still keep working on that and pause the video if you need to. And just a note here that you might get stumped along the way. Identifying the problem is usually no problem. We pretty much know what the problem is. It's what's making us frustrated or slowing us down. And step 2, it's also usually fairly easy to see what you are doing or not doing to contribute to the problem. But sometimes it can be enlightening also to realize that you are contributing to the problem. The hardest step is step 3, finding the hidden beliefs and counter intentions. That can be tricky. Again, they're buried deep in your subconscious mind. And not only that, but a lot of these hidden things are secretly trying to keep you safe, to protect you from loss, change, and risk. These are like protections or defenses, and they really don't want to be found. But what's interesting is that even the most negative behavior or pattern, you're like, why do I keep doing this? It's almost always an attempt to keep you safe or protect you from something. The paradox is that your counter intentions just keep you stuck. They don't actually help you to be safe. So what to do, what to look for if you do get stumped? Who are you going to call? So as an experienced private eye, I have some clues for you. Here are some things to look for. There are many more. And some are very common and some are unique to you. But there's often a hidden conflict about growing your business. Like, if I have more money, someone, could be your partner or spouse, it could be your children, it could be a parent, could be your family in general. But if I have more money, someone or everyone will want it. Second one, if I am successful, then someone in my life will be jealous or resent or reject me. So it's not safe to be successful, right? Or I have to do it all myself, and that means working all the time. So as you're listening to these, see if anything like this, it may be slightly different for you, but see if this is giving you any ideas for yourself. And here are some more. And here, these are hidden conflicts or limiting beliefs about success. I'll be too visible and have to be on all the time. Good things don't last. Let's wait for the other shoe to drop. So it's true that we have cycles of success and not failure necessarily, but there's times when we shine and times when we are not so shiny or things happen. There's always a cycle, just like the seasons in life. But this belief that good things don't last and something bad is going to happen, we don't want to be aligned with that kind of thing, because then we're unconsciously creating it. It's not safe for me to outshine my partner or husband or men in general, or it could be to outshine my siblings, as I mentioned earlier. It could be a lot of things, but it's not safe for me to do better than others in some way. It's kind of an anti-competition belief. And this last one says, I won't belong or feel comfortable with my family. They'll think I'm too big for my britches or too stuck up. And that one relates to something called loyalty vows, which are basically an unconscious promise to your family that you're going to stay within a certain range of happiness, success, fulfillment in your life in order to belong to the family. So, congratulations. I'm sure by now that you've seen some chunks of what is holding you back. So first, again, well done self-discovery work, because you can't change what you can't see. And it does take some courage to look at these things. Awareness is powerful. You can now consciously replace your old limiting beliefs, now that you've found them, with new ones. There are different ways to do this. One way is to use affirmations and body posture, what I call embodying the new beliefs. But all of that works with the conscious mind. To make lasting change, we must also address the subconscious mind and resolve the counter intentions. So again, there's a number of ways of accessing the subconscious mind, and that's a lot of what I do in my work with people, in addition to the practical aspects of coaching with money and business. So some of these techniques are EFT, or emotional freedom technique. That's something I use in a particular form called tapping into wealth coaching. But it's easy to learn that technique yourself. Self-hypnosis, which you can also learn, and a process called resonance repatterning, which is one of the important tools that I use, which you can also learn to do on yourself. All of these address the subconscious mind. The reason it's so important and why I keep going on and on about the subconscious mind is because the subconscious mind is where the early programming, the things that we heard, the things we were told, and even the way that things were modeled for us, not just told to us, but the behavior, whatever we learned, usually from our parents or caregivers, went into our subconscious mind and were recorded there. And they become like a groove in the mind. There's actually, they've done studies of pathways where the nervous system actually starts to develop wiring, where habitual beliefs and thoughts tend to come together, like you could think of it almost as like fiber optic cables kind of knitting together. And all of that happens in the subconscious mind, which means it's subconscious, it's below our awareness, and it's running without our agreement. So you could be running your business with a lot of programming from when you were a child. Most of us would not want a 6-year-old or an 8-year-old to be running our business. Yet, a lot of our behavior, research says as much as 90% of our behavior comes from the subconscious mind. That's why it's so important to address it. And that's why, especially when you're doing things, positive things, good things with your conscious mind, you're taking positive actions in your business, and it's not really working, then it's really very likely that you've got subconscious things going on, making you drive with the brakes on. So I would be happy to work with you, and we can explore basically where you are and what some of your obstacles are in a revenue breakthrough roadmap or a financial freedom roadmap session today. So what's next? You can set up one of these sessions with me today. There's a link right here. It will give you a clear picture of where you want to go and what's holding you back. And it will show you how you can break free of obstacles and take your business to a new level. This is a no-risk session. So there's also more videos coming, and I'm looking forward to sharing more of my work with you. Video 2 in the series that's coming up is called Finding Your Hidden Money Blocks, Uncovering the Financial Kryptonite that can sabotage or even derail your success. So stay tuned for the videos, and if you would like, feel free to book one of these roadmap sessions. And help you stop driving with the brakes on and taking everything to a new level. So thank you so much for watching and listening. And if you enjoyed this, feel free to share with others. And take care. See you in the next video.